There are movie performances that dazzle, performances that terrify, and performances that go down in history as unforgettable. And then there are the rare roles that seem to consume the actors who play them. Heath Ledger's turn as the Joker in The Dark Knight wasn't just another performance. It was a cultural earthquake. Ledger's portrayal was so chilling, so immersive, that it has been called the greatest acting achievement of his generation. But with his brilliance came a dark question that continues to haunt Hollywood and his fans to this day. Did playing the Joker contribute to Heath Ledger's tragic and untimely death at the age of just 28? To unravel this question, we must look not just at Ledger's performance, but at his preparation, the toll it took on his mind and body, and the legacy of a role that was both triumphant and tragic. Heath Ledger was born in Perth, Australia, in 1979. From a young age, he displayed a love for acting and storytelling, diving into school plays and small productions. By the late 1990s, Hollywood had taken notice of the charismatic young star. Ledger first won hearts in the teen romantic comedy 10 Things I Hate About You in 1999, where his charm, wit, and easy screen presence made him an instant standout. He could have spent his career playing the handsome leading man, but Ledger was determined to take risks. Roles in films like The Patriot alongside Mel Gibson and A Knight's Tale proved his versatility. But Ledger wanted to push boundaries. His performance in Brokeback Mountain in 2005, playing Ines Del Mar, earned him an Academy Award nomination and showcased his ability to tap into raw vulnerability. Critics hailed him as one of the most talented actors of his generation. But Heath Ledger was restless. He wanted to go further. And when he was cast as the Joker in Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight, he found the role that would define and ultimately overshadow his career. The Joker had been played before, most famously by Jack Nicholson in Tim Burton's Batman and Cesar Romero in the campy 1960s TV series. But Ledger wanted to create something different, something darker, something that reflected the chaotic, fractured world of Gotham City in Nolan's gritty vision. Ledger locked himself away in a London hotel room for weeks, keeping a diary that would later become infamous. Inside, he wrote disturbing thoughts, sketched twisted images, and jotted down lines of dialogue in the Joker's voice. He experimented with laughs, searching for one that captured both cruelty and madness. He studied the psychology of sociopaths, immersing himself in books and films that explored violence and chaos. According to interviews, Ledger described the process as both liberating and draining. He told Empire magazine that he had probably slept an average of 2 hours a night. While working on the role, his mind racing with ideas, his body restless. When The Dark Knight premiered in 2008, audiences were stunned. Ledger's Joker was not a cartoon villain or a comic book caricature. He was a force of pure chaos, an anarchist with no moral code, unpredictable and terrifying. The Joker's smudged makeup, greasy hair, and unsettling mannerisms became instantly iconic. Lines like, "Why so serious?" and "Introduce a little anarchy" became part of pop culture. Critics hailed Ledger's performance as electrifying, transformative, and unlike anything ever seen in a superhero film. The film grossed over $1 billion worldwide, breaking box office records and redefining the genre. But behind the acclaim, Ledger himself would never see the full extent of the impact. As production wrapped, Ledger gave several interviews describing the toll the role had taken on him. He admitted that embodying the Joker left him sleepless and exhausted. He relied on prescription medications to rest, including Ambien and sleeping pills. Friends and colleagues recalled that while he was dedicated to his craft, he was also struggling to balance the darkness of the character with his own peace of mind. Michael Caine, who played Alfred, once recalled that Ledger's presence on set as the Joker was so terrifying that he forgot his lines. Ledger's diary, later revealed, ended with the words "bye-bye," chilling fans and adding to the sense that the actor had gone too deep into the psyche of a madman. On January 22, 2008, just 6 months before The Dark Knight was released, Heath Ledger was found dead in his New York apartment. The cause was an accidental overdose of prescription drugs, painkillers, anti-anxiety medication, and sleeping pills. Heath Ledger was only 28 years old. The news shocked the world. Here was a young man at the height of his career, a father to a young daughter, and one of the most gifted actors of his time, gone without warning. Immediately, speculation erupted. Had the role of the Joker pushed him too far? Did embodying such darkness lead to his insomnia, his reliance on medication, and his untimely death? The question of whether the Joker haunted Heath Ledger has lingered for over a decade. Some argue that the role consumed him, pushing him into a spiral of insomnia and mental strain. Others insist that Ledger was already struggling with sleep and anxiety before taking on the role. Christopher Nolan, the film's director, has pushed back against the idea that the Joker killed Ledger. Nolan said that while the role was intense, Ledger approached it with joy and creativity. Co-stars echoed this, noting that Heath was playful on set, often skateboarding and joking between takes. Ledger's family also rejected the idea of the Joker's curse. They believed that while Heath gave everything to the role, his death was not the result of his acting, but rather the tragic consequence of mixing medications. And yet, the mythology persists. Fans point to the diary, to Ledger's own words about insomnia, and to the haunting performance itself. The Joker became larger than life, and so did the story of what it might have cost Heath Ledger to play him. After his death, The Dark Knight was released to universal acclaim. Ledger's Joker became one of the most celebrated performances in film history. He won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor posthumously, a rare and bittersweet honor. In accepting the Oscar, his family spoke of his passion and dedication, remembering him not as a tragic figure consumed by darkness, but as a loving father, son, and brother who lived for his art. The performance changed Hollywood. It redefined what a comic book movie could be. It cemented Heath Ledger's legacy as a once-in-a-generation talent. Adding to the haunting aura is the idea of the cursed Joker. Other actors who played the role have spoken about the strange weight it carries. Jack Nicholson, who played the Joker in 1989, famously said after Ledger's death, "I warned him." Though Nicholson never explained exactly what he meant, the comment fueled speculation that the role itself was dangerous. Later, Jared Leto's portrayal in Suicide Squad and Joaquin Phoenix's Oscar-winning turn in Joker were both overshadowed by comparisons to Ledger. Phoenix, too, spoke of the psychological strain of embodying such a disturbing character. The Joker has become more than a role. It has become a legend, a symbol of chaos not just in fiction, but in the lives of those who dare to play him. Yet to focus only on the Joker risks reducing Heath Ledger's life to a single performance. Ledger was more than the darkness of Gotham. He was a vibrant, creative soul, known by friends as playful, curious, and full of life. He was a devoted father to his daughter Matilda. He was a filmmaker, a musician, and an artist. His death was not just the story of a cursed role. It was the story of a man navigating fame, exhaustion, and the pressures of Hollywood. It was a reminder of how fragile life can be, even for those who seem untouchable on screen. So, did Heath Ledger's Joker role haunt him to death? The answer may never be simple. What we know is this: Heath Ledger gave a performance so powerful, so haunting, that it forever changed cinema. Whether the Joker consumed him or whether his tragic death was simply an accident of circumstance, his legacy remains undeniable. Ledger himself once said, "I feel like I'm wasting time if I repeat myself." And he never did. Each role was unique, bold, and unforgettable. Heath Ledger's Joker will live forever, not as a curse, but as a testament to the extraordinary heights an actor can reach when they give themselves fully to their art. Heath Ledger is gone, but the laughter of the Joker, the unsettling, unforgettable laugh he created, still echoes. A reminder of both brilliance and tragedy, forever entwined in the legend of one man's final masterpiece.